Someone once said I was weird, and they meant it like an insult, like I was supposed to flinch. Like weird was a scratch on my paint job instead of the color that made me feel real in the first place. But here's the thing, I don't think being weird is a flaw. I think it's proof you're still breathing your own air. Because if you've never been called weird, maybe you've just been playing a part. Maybe you've forgotten what your voice actually sounds like when you're not trying to blend in. So what is it, really, that makes people so uncomfortable with difference? Philosophers like Soren Kierkegaard talk about the crowd as untruth. The idea that truth is often not found in the mass, but in the individual brave enough to stand outside of it. We're social creatures, sure, but somewhere along the way of society's formation, social turned into conform. We started mistaking consensus for morality and safety for meaning. Nietzsche called it the herd instinct, a kind of spiritual laziness where people stop thinking for themselves and start policing anything that threatens the current order of mediocrity. Not because it's wrong, because it's unfamiliar, unpredictable, uncontrollable. People hate what they can't control, so when someone laughs too loudly, dresses too boldly, loves too freely, they become a threat to the script everyone else agreed to read from. A reminder that the rules aren't real, aren't tangible, and maybe life isn't meant to be lived quietly. But here's what they won't tell you. It's not the weird ones who are confused. They actually seem to know themselves quite well. In reality, the confused are the ones still pretending that normal was ever anything but a costume. Weird never means bad. In fact, it shouldn't even mean wrong. It just means different. It means alive. It means you still haven't let the world sand down your edges despite the possibility of rejection that the world loves to deal out. But people still fear different, although it's not always conscious. It's deeper than that. In fact, it's ancient. Way back when survival depended on uniformity and unity, when survival meant knowing exactly what to expect from every member of the tribe. But the unfamiliar, the weird, that was dangerous. So we evolved to flinch when someone acts outside the script. The society that helped us to survive protected us. This strategy helped us to survive, and it worked well. But we don't live in the jungle anymore. We live in a world of ideas, of color, expression, and progression, and yet instinct still lingers, to mock, to isolate, to roll our eyes when someone acts outside what's, quote, normal. But here's the twist. The so-called weird people, they're often not the problem. They're the mirror, and that's uncomfortable. Because sometimes we'd rather resent what we don't understand than question our own template. Sometimes we'd rather call someone annoying than ask why our own sense of self is so fragile that we can't bear someone not needing our approval. See, there's a difference between being weird and being inconsiderate. Weird is wearing yellow in a world that wants only gray. Weird is asking questions when everyone else is nodding. Weird is joy that doesn't ask to exist by anyone else's permission, but the need to be affirmed by everyone else. To need others to be a certain way so you can feel secure. That's not weird, that's fear. Fear disguised as control, disguised as tradition, disguised under the word normal. And maybe the weird ones aren't the outliers. Maybe they're just the ones who haven't lied to themselves.